Disclaimer, I am not a health professional. I do not have any form of health experience or health professional experience. But this episode, it's coming from a place of me asking professionals a whole lot of questions. It's coming from me reading up a whole lot on it. And it's coming from me watching a whole lot of videos to properly understand it. And so if at any point you feel like you don't feel comfortable with anything I have said here, please always reach out to your doctor. Reach out to them. Go to your doctor and say, I heard on the 2016 podcast that, and then you're going to get your own corrections or whatever works for you. So before we dive into today's episode, I want to talk about sex on the beach. And no, I'm not talking about actually having sex on the beach. So apparently I went out with a friend recently and we went to a bar. Yeah, kind of a bar setting. And then we had sex on the beach. That was like my first time having sex on the beach. He has had sex on the beach. In fact, he makes sex on the beach, right? And I was like, oh my day, this is really cool. And then he's like, nah, this is not the real sex on the beach. And it just got me thinking, imagine having sex on the beach. Drinking sex on the beach. Yikes. That's going to bang. I mean, I'm still trying to understand the name as to why it's called sex on the beach. I mean, I was reading up on it, but like it was looking like French in my eyes, and I'm like, I don't care that much really. But yeah. My name is Sade, and you are welcome to another episode on the 2016 podcast. And in today's episode, we are going to be looking at things you need to know about having sex on your period. If you're a big time follower on this podcast, you're going to know that I have an entire episode dedicated to the ABCs of being on your period. I mean, in that episode, we spoke about sex on your period, but we did not really talk about sex on your period, and that is what I'm here to do. I'm not going to bring back that episode, but I'm just going to briefly explain two terms that I used in that episode. So before we dive in, it's important to know that we're going to be looking at the benefits of sex on your period. We're going to be looking at the side effects of sex on your period, and we are going to be answering the main question: Sade, can I get pregnant on my period? Can I get pregnant? Well, let's define these two terms here. We're going to be defining menstruation and we're going to be defining menstrual cycle. So basically, what is menstruation? Now, menstruation is a woman's monthly bleeding. It's what we call period, is what we call time of the month, is what some really weird people call August visitor. Some people call it my red days. We girls, we kind of have this really cute, weird ass names we call our periods, right? So apparently menstruation is a woman's monthly bleeding. Now, when you menstruate, your body discards monthly buildup of the lining of your uterus. So this means that during your menstruation, it's not only blood that comes out, but blood and tissue that flows from your uterus through the small opening in your cervix, and it passes out through your vagina. I've come to realize that I really do like the name vagina. Like, imagine naming your daughter Vagina. Damn, it's going to bang, but like, she's going to be really stigmatized because what the fuck is that? Well, and the second thing, another thing to know about your menstruation is during your menstruation, you have high levels of estrogen and progesterone. Now, these hormones are really high, but when they notice that, oh, look, this girl is not pregnant, they tend to drop. So which means that if there's no sperm to fertilize your egg, these hormones tend to drop, and it's more like telling your body, hey, we need to have another menstruation. Right? So the next thing here is, what is your menstrual cycle? Now, your menstrual cycle begins with the first day of your period or your menstruation and starts again the first day of your next period or your next menstruation. It's important to know that it varies. Your menstrual cycle varies our menstrual cycles vary actually. Some have it for 21 days, 24 days, 28 days, 38 days. So, different strokes for different folks. Now we are going to be diving in. The first thing is, Sade, can I have sex on my period? Yes, you can have sex on your period. And there are Benefits to having sex on your period, actually. The first benefit we're definitely going to be looking at here is relief from cramps. Now you need to know, as a lady, I mean, we've all had that period moment where it's like, my tummy, I feel like dying, somebody should kill me. I don't know if you all say somebody should kill me, but yeah, those cramp moments, right? So apparently during your menstrual cramps, it is your uterus contracting to release its lining. Yeah. But now, if you're going to be having sex on your period and you have an orgasm, right? Is the same muscles that contract to release its lining that contracts again during your orgasms. But this time around, it's going to be a little bit more of like a smooth sailing because you are having it during sex. Now that release during orgasm will make it feel better. So you're not in that conscious state of, I'm having cramps. You are in that conscious state now of, I'm having sex and it's good. So you're having orgasms and these things are contracting. Your uterus is contracting and it's releasing this blood, right? And another thing to know that it also helps to during sex you also release a certain kind of chemical called endomorphins, which makes you feel good. It just makes you feel really, 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 really good. So if you're the kind of person that is always experiencing cramps during your period, you might want to consider sex. You might want to consider sex. Now, the second point here is shorter periods, and shorter periods kind of just mean the same thing of reduced flows, right? Now, when having sex, the muscles that contract during an orgasm, when you have an orgasm, tends to push out its uterine content faster. Do you get my point? So it's more like those moments where you are cutting the line or you're queuing up for something and then you see your friend in front and then you go to the front. Yes, so during orgasms, your period is kind of like going to the front, kind of like pushing everything out at once, right? So the whole stress you're going to have experiencing those menstrual cramps during an orgasm, it pushes out this content, the uterine content, faster. And this could help to bring about shorter periods. So if you have something like a 5-day period, a 5-day menstrual period, you could see it in like 4 days. If you have a 4-day, you could see it in like 3 days. It all depends. This does not mean that like every single time, but it just could help to make your periods shorter, and it could also help to reduce your flow. The third point I have here is easy lubrication. Now, this particular point is for all of my KY brothers and sisters. If you don't know what KY is, I cannot explain it. Just go and Google KY. Just put it up in your Google search box, KY. So yes, if you are on your period and you're having sex, there is no need for you to make use of KY because your blood acts as natural lubrication. Your blood is more like saying, put it in, put it out, put it in, put it out. So basically that's all your blood is singing during sex on your period. And it's something to really consider because, you have easy penetration. So in and out, the whole vibe, the whole fun, it's in there. So basically, so these are a few benefits you might want to consider. You're going to be relieved from the whole cramps. You're going to have shorter period, which brings about reduced flows. And then your blood is more like an easy lubrication, right? Also, there's also a study that says that sex on your period kind of helps you to reduce headaches. I mean, it could be. I don't have any backing on that. So you might want to consult your doctor about that, right? Yeah. So we're going to be going to the side effects. Now, I don't want to call it side effects, but let me just maybe call it the downsides. Yeah, let's just call it the downsides of having sex on your period. The first thing is it can be bloody messy. Did you get my joke? Bloody messy. It could be bloody messy. And this is a time where you have to protect your bed, protect your clothes, protect whatever you're having sex on at that moment, because it's like a girl that sees her period for 5 days, if she's having sex on her, okay, let me just use myself as an example. I have a 5-day period and I have my third day is pretty much full. Yes, so it's like my very, very uncomfortable days. If I'm having sex on my second or my third day, it's going to be bloody messy, right? So these are things you should consider. So it could be really messy, and some people kind of cringe at the sight of blood, and they're like, so you want to really look at that, and have a sheet on your bed if you're going to be having it on your bed. But most advisable place to have it is in the bathroom. Go there, baby. Let the blood just be flowing. The water be flowing and you guys be flowing. Do you get my point? If you don't get it, I really can't be explaining a whole lot of things though. But yeah, basically that's it. Another side effect is easy transmission. Now, it's important to know that STIs and STDs live in blood, right? These viruses, they live in the blood, and they can easily spread through infected menstrual blood. And because you are on your period, so you're definitely bleeding, and your blood is like saying, I'm available, I'm available, right? So you want to ensure that you are protecting yourself. You have to put on condoms if you're going to be having sex on your period. This reminds me of one very interesting tweet kind of screenshot thing I saw on Instagram. And this person was like, iPhones are very beautiful and their casings are always fine, but iPhones without casings are like sweeter, right? And then somebody replied with, anything without protection is sweeter. And then I'm like, Now, my friends always tell me that I have a dirty mind, but I don't think I have a dirty mind. In fact, I think I have a traveler's mind. What's that song? My name is Quavo the Traveler, right? So my name is Sade the Traveler. So I just really have a traveler's mind. But yeah, guys, you get my point. So to prevent STIs and STDs, I mean, having sex on your period is really good, but the worst thing that could happen is after that you go for a test and you're like, HIV positive. Nah, babies, we don't want that, right? So it's always advisable to put on condoms and, protect yourself. Clean yourself out. Now, there are two main things to know here. It's, always have your partner's consent. Like I said, it can be messy and some people cringe at the sight of blood. So always have your partner's consent to ensure that he is okay with it, like he's 100% fine with it. And you want to definitely wash up after sex. Now, yes, normally after sex, you're meant to wash up. Yeah, but with your periods and everything, you have to be extra sensitive. I mean, you're bleeding at that point in time, and then any form of infection could be lingering around, yeah? So you want to ensure you wash off, and then you change your pads, like when you're done washing off, you get up on a new pad. Whether you have like only one drop of blood on the previous pad, you have to change it, because why? You've exposed your VJJ. You've exposed it. So you got to really wash it and put on a new pad all the time. All right, so now we're going to be answering the last point. Can I get pregnant on my period? The thing is, it's a very, 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 very low chance. But yes, you can actually get pregnant on your period. Now, remember that the sperm lives in the body for, I think, 3 to 5 days. Some studies have it at 3 to 5 days. Other studies have it at 7 days, actually. So imagine you have sex on your last day, the last of your period, without protections, and you start ovulating. Shubon, do you not get it? Do you understand it now? Yeah, basically. So this sperm could literally fertilize with eggs, and they could really make like really cute babies and all that. So you always want to use protections during your periods. You always want to use protections, not just because of the whole pregnancy scare thing, but definitely because of STIs and STDs. You definitely want to protect yourself. But I am assuming you're with a trusted partner. But if at all you feel like your partner is a little bit skimpy, then yeah, you should definitely do this on your period. Now we have come to the end of today's episode. You know how YouTube, they always say, if you try out my recipe, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section, like this video, blah 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 blah. Well, yeah, if you do try this out, I would really like to know how it was. If you've never tried it out, I'd love to know how it turned out for you. And if you have done it before, you know your sauce, right? So yeah, you could always hit me up and let me know how it was. Did you have the whole, cramp release? Did you have the whole shorter period? Did you have the whole reduced flows? Was it really messy? Was it like bloody messy? I'd like to know. I would love to know. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to always spread the 2016 podcast. I love you guys so much. Love, peace, and prosperity. And I do pray that the Lord God grants us all longevity. Thank you very much for listening to today's episode. Now, please remember that you can always drop your feedback and your comments on our Instagram at the 2016 podcast, or on our Twitter at the 2016 podcast one. You can also send us an email. That's the 2016 podcast at gmail.com. Do not forget to like, to share, to subscribe, to comment, to share again, to drop your feedback. Now, if you also want to donate to the 2016 podcast financially, go to our Instagram page, and in our bio, you're going to see our link tree. I wanted to say link tree link. Does that make sense? We're going to see our link tree. Click on it and scroll to the last part where you see our financial section. You can always donate to us using our Ushrikan link or our Patreon link. Now remember that every donation counts in the 2016 podcast, and this is to ensure that we bring out better quality and better products for you all. Now from my end is love, peace, and prosperity, and I do pray that the Lord grants us all longevity. I love you guys.